Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome, welcome, welcome. Number one sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons, we won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies in the vets, players you should look at. It's the sports coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game, party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Peyton, New Orleans, who that nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the sports coma, all we know is say Super Bowl. Yeah.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Who that fam? Who that? Coming back at you one more good family. Just hollering at the black and gold family in the building. I know it's kind of late. But like I told you, you better hit that notification because you never know when I'm going to pop up on your tail. But anyway, family, I thank all y'all, man. This is what I call a TSC flash. I'm not going to give an extra long show. We customarily run an hour to 2 to 3, 4. When I'm feeling good, 5. But I just wanted to chime in with the family members about some news. Kevin says, what the hell? Who that to the family members? Greg CTC 985J, Kevin, Travis 504, who that 504 boy, Soldier for God 77, who that nation, what up to you family? I see you, David Jackson. What happening, fam? Who that to you as well? Soldier said, I caught the replay. You grew up in Woodmere. I grew up in Lincolnshire. Ain't that crazy? Lincolnshire. All right. Oh, man. You have a very eventful life, bro. I had a very eventful life. Just we moved around a lot. Had my own business in Ames, on Ames. I just leave it at that. G-Ree. Who that to your family? This is what I call a TSC flash. I just popped up on the family members just to holler at the family, to give them some good news. And of course, as you can read, on a TSC flash report, Saints activate wide receiver LaJordan Humpreys and cut newly inked defensive back Shead, just to let some of the family members know. This was some, Kevin said we was been talking all day, Tiger Talk and Pelicans. All day, family. I told you, 20 plus podcasts a month, fam. That's what your boy do, man. Working hard, man. But anyway, Let me give you some news and notes, man, dealing with this potential, what's going on with here, family. I just want to share some news with the family here. And this is what I'm talking about. Here, as you can see, the Saints have announced, and this is announced by Saints Wire. Saints make several roster moves before Week 17. They waived Deshaun Shead. That's right, Deshaun Shead, who the Saints just inked. Just inked this guy, just signed this guy, and guess what? The Saints put him on the street. Now, what's interesting about the report, as you can see, the Saints make several roster moves before Week 17. 2 players that were waived from the roster, as you can see, 2 players were Michael Ola and recently signed defensive back Deshaun Shead. Now, why would they do that? Because they called up from the practice squad LaJordan Humpreys, and they bringing in rookie fullback Ricky Ortiz. So that ties to the fact that Zach Lyon is not going to be available. The fact that Teron Armstead is free, so they have the mentality that Michael Ola is no need for him to be here anymore. To be quite honest with you, there's no need for him to be here anymore. So the Saints are doing their due diligence and opening up a roster spot to add Deshaun Shead, getting rid of him and bringing LaJordan Humphreys. Now remember, we've been talking about LaJordan Humphreys and what he could bring to the team and his yak performance. He's not much of a speedster, but he's really talented at getting yak yards after the catch. And the Saints placed Krishawn Hogan on the injury wire, which ultimately opened up a spot for a wide receiver. The Saints went and looked at 6 wide receivers, including AB yesterday, and obviously to us, they're not going to sign any of those guys. What they're going to do is they're going to go with LaJordan Humphrey, something they should have did from the jump. So, I mean, this is what it is. So that's just a bit and part of the pieces of some of the what I wanted to bring before the family members. So as you can tell, we're going to get rid of LaJordan Humphreys is added along with this fellow here, Ricky Ortiz. The fullback, Zach Lyon, is not going to be able to be good to go against Carolina. So the only other fullback on the roster comes off the practice squad to take Zach Lyon's position. So they waived 2 players to make it work. Deshaun Shead, who the team just signed, who they could really utilize because of the losses of all 3 of our defensive backs in the starting rotation, Marcus Williams, Von Bell, and Eli Apple. You know, the Saints obviously get rid of Deshaun Shead, and they still have safeties back there by the name of J.T. Gray, DJ Swearinger, and of course P.J. Williams that's most certainly P.J.'s is going to start for the Saints at the safety position. It is most certainly him and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, P.J. Williams, P-Rob in the nickel, Marshawn Lattimore, and of course Janoris Jenkins. That's what it's going to look like tomorrow with DJ Swearinger providing some play as well. But as far as it's concerned, dealing with the Saints, we got LaJordan Humphreys on the active roster. Hopefully it's through the playoff run. This kid is special. He can block and catch downfield. Not a speedster, but very difficult to bring down after the catch. Been saying this for a while. Sean Payton, don't know why he went away from it. He should have got an opportunity to play a lot more. We finally seen LaJordan Humphreys come back to the roster, and fullback Ricky Ortiz, who the Saints picked up several weeks ago as a backup fullback option for Zach Lyon. Who that to you, John T? I see your family. Leo Stewart, who that to you for joining us tonight, and the rest of the family members. David Jackson, I see your family. But that is Annie Clark. Who that to you, Annie? Good to see you, fam. Like I said, this is interesting. But the deletions, of course, these are the players that deleted. Michael Ola, who was filling in for Teron Armstead. With Armstead back, the Saints feel that they don't need him no more. They released him. And Deshaun Shead, who the Saints just signed to play safety, who was a cornerback, to play safety. They said, you know what? We don't need to do that. We're just going to work with what we got. Who that to you, DJ? And ultimately, this is what the Saints are doing. So there's flash news that I'm dropping off to the family members to let them know that LaJordan Humphreys is activated from the practice squad to the active roster. So he'll take Krishawn Hogan's position, and the fullback position, which would be Ricky Ortiz, will fill in for Zach Lyon, who will not play because of knee issues. And then on the flip side, Deshaun Shead, who the Saints just signed, will be released, and Michael Ola will be released to make both of these activations work. So that's a bit of the news right there for the family. And also let you know that that's what the starting lineup going to look like tomorrow. In terms of the secondary, has to be Marshawn Lattimore, Janoris Jenkins, and then the safeties, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson and P.J. Williams with Patrick Robinson as your nickel back. So depth does work in the bottom line. So just to let the family know, this is what I call a TSC flash report. It's not an extended long period. It's just a period where I just brief you on the news about this. And of course, remember, family, we'll be back tomorrow for the Sports Coma post-game report after the Carolina win. Big ups to the LSU Tigers. Took care of business in stumping fashion over the Oklahoma see you later Sooners. And of course, tonight we also found out that Clemson, in the last minute play, were able to beat Ohio State. So we'll be facing Clemson in the national championship in New Orleans. You couldn't have scripted this stuff better than this. But big ups also to the Pelicans, winning 3 straight. Please check out the broadcast we done tonight. We done several broadcasts tonight. Tough Tiger Talk recap of the Oklahoma Sooners game. That is on the Tough Tiger Talk channel, available. You can also find it in the community section of the YouTube pages. Both links to that and the Pelican Post Game Report weekly edition, breaking down the games. Pelicans on a 3-game winning streak. So once again, for the TSC Flash, just to let the family members know, no, we're not signing Antonio Brown. That is with LaJordan Humphrey being activated. That ends all of your chases for Antonio Brown. So if you add him to your Madden team, you might as well take him off. But LaJordan Humphreys has been activated, so he'll fill in for Krishan Hogan's position. Michael Ola was then released as well, and Deshaun Shead was released, who just signed with the team. So interesting as well. So just to let the family members know that that's what's going on the TSC Flash. So I just like the family members just to thank y'all for tuning in with the Sports Coma. Remember, we'll be back after the game. I'd like to thank all the beautiful Black and Gold family members for chiming in. And this has been a TSC Flash, just to let the family members know about the latest news before the last game of the season with the Saints. So a lot of interest. So I'd like to thank all the family members for chiming with us today. Big shout out to all our families. Greg CTE 985J, Who That 504 Boy, Revolt Control, What Up to Your Soldier for God 77. Let's see who else we got here. Kevin, thank you, Kevin, for joining us on all several platforms. Who That Nation, David Jackson, G-Re 504, Annie Clark, Leo Stewart. Who else we got here? And Kevin, John T, DJ, and all the family members. Ernest, Adams, Saints don't need another wide receiver. Move AK to the slot. And to quote TJL, that if the Saints want to impress me, have one of their players threaten Emmitt Smith's record, we need to run. That's right. I agree with you, Ernest. Thank you for that, man. I'm for the run, fam. You know I beat the hell out of that. Big Q faded. Not really, JT. Not really, John. I'm okay. Shandon, who that to you? He said, damn, that was quick. Open the phone lines. Not this time. But that's the TSC Flashlight. Thank all the family members for joining us today. I just wanted to relay that news with your family. But we'll be back with our traditional show after the Carolina win. So I'd like to thank all the beautiful Black and Gold. Who that to you, Joy, for chiming in to us tonight on the TSC Flash. So thank you, family. And remember, just to recap that, the Saints activate LaJordan Humphreys to the active roster. They cut Deshaun Shead, who they just signed. And they also cut Michael Ola, the reserve offensive lineman. And they added running back Ricky Ortiz, the fullback, to the active roster for Zach Lyon, who won't play. So just to let the family members know, who that to you, PJ, I see your family. Who that to Joy and Isabella, Shandon, who that to you, and the rest of the family members. So I'd like to thank all y'all for joining this quick TSC Flash. Thank y'all. I'll see you tomorrow on the big show. Thank you. Peace. Who that? Love you. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome, welcome, welcome. #1 sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons, we won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies and the vets, players you should look at. It's the Sports Coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Peyton, new Allins, who that nation? Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the sports coma, all we know is say Super Bowl.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media